Training hard comes with it an increase of injury risk. So what can you do to minimize that risk? Reducing injury risk comes down to three things: proper training, recovery, and respecting your goals. Pillar 1, proper training. The biggest thing is to actually learn good technique and programming. Starting with technique. Good technique is considered good technique because it's worked for the largest number of people over the largest period of time. It means learning, videoing yourself, and possibly getting a coach. You have to practice with intent and master the movements. I often tell the athletes I work with, you're gonna see a ton of crappy 400-pound deadlifts in every high school weight room. You won't see a crappy 600-pound deadlift. It takes too long and too much heavy training to get really strong numbers without good technique. Your body's just gonna break down with that kind of load being inappropriately applied. Watch a few reputable coaches, look for the principles they all agree on, then film yourself from multiple angles and compare your technique. If you can afford it and have a good coach available, that will be the most time-efficient way. Another thing a good coach would help you with is learning proper programming, which is just how you organize and progress your training. When to push hard, when to rest, and how much training volume to do. You can have fantastic technique, but if you're trying to squat heavy 4 days a week, combined with basketball practice and other stressors, you might not have the most sustainable training plan. Proper programming will help you both maximize progress while minimizing injury risk. Check out our Creating a Program playlist to learn programming principles. If you would like specific programming, leave me a comment and I can address it in a video and provide a template. If you get technique and programming down, you have eliminated the biggest risks. Pillar 2 takes into account what you do to prepare for the workouts. Mentally center your approach around these two principles. 1. Focus on consistency, not glory. Here's a quote from Josh Kerr, the world record holder in the mile, world champion, and Olympic silver medalist. I don't do crazy workouts or crazy mileage. I just don't miss days. Consistency is my biggest weapon. I'll break any athlete down with how consistent I'm going to be training-wise and just getting the work done. The goal isn't to kill yourself with an insane workout that will get social media clicks and make you hardcore. The goal is to stack good workouts, good weeks, and good months longer than everybody else. It takes years to get really good. Embrace the process and don't try to shortcut it. Secondly, rest is where you actually grow. This does fall in line with good programming, but I think is worth a reminder. Let's use this quote. If you can't take a rest, you aren't committed. You're addicted to things you think will bring you glory. Follow all of the training plan with effort, not just the parts you like. Learn to rest harder and with more focus than your opponents. Yes, of course train hard, but understand the workout is the stimulus and rest days, getting good sleep, and relaxing are where your body adapts to that training. On the physical side of preparation, we need to respect our goals and warm up properly. Pay attention to problem areas for you or your goals. If you've had shoulder problems, keep doing the rehab exercises, even once you feel better. Maybe it's just once a week for 10 minutes, but don't let that go, especially if it's a repeat injury. The same applies if you haven't been injured, but the sport itself or the goal you're training for has a common injury risk. Maybe it's spending 10 minutes a week training the ankles as a basketball player, or rotator cuff work if you're a pitcher, or trying to bench press a lot. You don't need to go crazy here, especially if no previous injury occurred, but respect what you're trying to do. Warm-ups are a great place to include these types of exercises, which takes me to make sure you warm up good for intense sessions. We have a video on how to warm up for lifting, but you can also apply those principles and strategy to things like running or sport practice as well. Warming up is both good for performance and injury risk. There's simply no excuse for skipping it. Also, 5 to 10 minutes of stretching post-workout is also good, especially if you need work on flexibility. It personally always makes me feel better and also just helps me relax post-training, which is good for the recovery process. The final pillar isn't about how you train or recover, it's about respecting the goals you're training for. Make sure you have the right equipment, especially as you become more advanced and train harder. Good running shoes, squatting shoes, lifting belts, etc. can help you as you're hitting big numbers. Running 12 miles a week, you don't need to worry too much about the shoes. If you're running 60 and trying to train for high performance, you need a good pair. Lastly, make sure you understand your goal and don't get sidetracked by things that don't really help, but raise injury risk. A great example is if you're a soccer player, you need strong legs, but you don't need to hit a 1 rep max in your squat and deadlift every month. Strength is built through lots of repeated reps in the 3 to 6 rep range over many months and years. Be consistent. That single number doesn't matter and increases risk. And this could be something in training or even outside of it. Like, don't get on a motorcycle or dirt bike 2 weeks before the championship game. Reaching your potential takes sacrifices of other things you like. If you're trying to compete at a high level, focus on your goal and make sure your extracurricular activities aren't increasing injury risk. You can never eliminate injuries, especially if you're pushing yourself hard. You can decrease the chance of getting injured by following these principles. Leave any specific problems or questions you have in the comments, and I'll help you figure out a plan.